whoever it is. This is one of my favorite collaborations with Kina White. I did the colors for these. For the past 5 years, I've experienced like rapid growth in my art, and I know art is subjective to some people, and your own definition of your art improving it might be different from mine. I'll basically show you stuff I've done for people and for myself, on how I've rapidly, in my own definition, basically rapidly develop my stuff like every year. I actually have it's not everything in my work, it's just a few stuff from my work I've done over the years. Hope this is helpful to some extent to someone out there, really. Alright gang, so... Oh shit. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how I rapidly improve. I'm not a teacher, I can't teach in any way. I don't think any artist could say they're a master in some sense. So obviously you're a master if you've perfected or you've literally learnt a lot in a certain field, or I don't know, man. I really don't know this. I'm not a technical, I'm not really a technical kind of artist guy. I just carry a pen and I draw. Like, it's that simple. So this 2020, 2020, I'm in Nigeria. I'm actually in Nigeria, Lagos right now, but I started from like, did I say I'm in Abuja? I'm actually in Lagos, rather, sorry. I'm in Lagos right now, but I started from Abuja, really. I started from Abuja, but I got my first job here in Lagos. I worked in Vortex Studios as an illustrator, comic artist, character designer, and all that stuff. It was like a studio of random stuff, so like it put me through a lot of experiences. I worked with so many people, I worked on different kinds of projects, so I would say I got a huge amount of experience. Like, I learned a lot of things. I didn't know how to use Photoshop. Photoshop has been my ideal app. I don't care what anyone says, Photoshop is the goat. Like, Photoshop is the goat for me. Photoshop has like opened the door for so many other apps. I think Photoshop and CorelDRAW. I don't know which one of them came first, but I remember using CorelDRAW as a kid though, with the mouse. When I just discovered digital art, and I was like, whoa, this is like a medium. Possible. I didn't know at the time, it was crazy. So the first one I have here is Yoruba Demon. If you're not from Nigeria, you won't really get the context of this, but it's just like a mix of Nigerian culture and Japanese culture. It was like the ninja. So this was like one of my first character designs, my favorite really. I didn't use any references here except for the armor. Okay, I did use a reference, obviously. That's the armor. I feel like if I had used more references for this, I think this would have been way better. Okay, so the second one is also the same thing, but a different kind. This one's a more bronze. Is it gold? I'll say gold. Just like gold, a gold design to it. I don't know which one is my favorite really. When I look at this, usually when I see this one first, I was like, okay, silver, then gold. It's like, nah, both of them really look good. This is actually for a motion comic I worked on. I'm so lazy to find that. It's somewhere, bro. I swear, I can't find it. This was like, this is 2020 by the way. This is a 2020. You can see this was also my newest favorite, because like I never cooked up a character design from scratch like this. This was like inspired by Pharaoh, the Egyptians, basically. This whole thing. Yeah, so this was really fun. It was really fun. I never did another one again of this. You can see this, the insignia here. It was Vortex. It's an old one. Or yeah, that was one of the projects. This is cool. So we're going 2023. Okay, so this was the first time. This is like the second time I worked on a comic book. Yeah, but it was like the biggest. I won't say Vortex. No offense to Vortex, but this was like my biggest challenge as an artist, working on this comic. This was for Comic Republic. If you don't know about Comic Republic, you should check them out. They're a really good company. I worked on my first official, because most of the original R I just spoke about, original R comic character design. I'm not even sure if they ever. I don't think I ever finished that comic to begin with. I was about to like blame them, like, oh, they never published it, but I just remember that I actually never finished that project. So yeah, that's funny. So the next one is comic. I forgot what the name of this comic was. Visionary. This Visionary for Comic Republic. I can't remember which issue this was, but this was one of my favorites. You can see my art style here. So you might not notice it, but my art style has obviously been different from that 2020 to 2023. Obviously, this 2021, there are art talks I did. Okay, 2021 was the year I took a break. I didn't have a system to work with, so I didn't create anything that whole year. It's so crazy. I only created like paper artworks or something like that. But I don't know it, yeah, really. So yeah. So 2023 was like my year of like, okay, I wanted to work professionally, so this was my opportunity to take things to like really. I love details. I love comic panels with details. But this one was like a little too much. I don't know. This was my art was this was my style back then, 2023. You see, they all had this similar extra feel of one tiny thing or the other. I really liked all the textures and all that. It was really good. I really enjoyed this period because this is when I was exploring different art styles. You get me? And you must have been like, whoa, you're like drawing like this. Why don't you drawing like right now? It's crazy. Um, yeah, I was still learning a lot of perspectives, angles. I was learning composition. Yeah. So this is another one. This was my favorite cover from that time. And this is actually my favorite cover. I don't know if you know Kenan White, sorry, Kenan White. He's worked with DC or Marvel, one of them. It's like my biggest collaboration. I don't even know if it's still now, but it's another collaboration I had with Bumi Fasoro. So I don't know if I called it right. Bumi, forgive me. I think Haz was also one of the best, one of my favorite collaborations, but this one took the cake. I don't know if I would say RIP to the creator of this comic because something weird happened. I don't know. I think he died, basically. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube. But I think you know what I'm saying. We never got closure for that because we worked with him for like 2 years. He was a very creative guy. I really don't know if he's still alive. I really don't know. But there was a weird post on his page. That's not Kenan White, that's someone else. Kenan White is the artist that I collaborated with on the project that this person created. So I don't know. I hope he's fine. If he's not, I'll be okay wherever he is. This is one of my favorite collaborations with Kenan White. I did the colors for these. I did the title, the cover title at the back. He did the inks. Let me find his. You can see here, Kenan White. So this 2022. So he actually created this before I got in the project. So when I got in the project, what I did was just colors. I was like, oh, okay. This is your work now. So he's also created something already. There was someone there already before me, but I'm trying to remember the name of the creator of this. Told me, okay, so I really like your stuff, and I think if you call us someone, and I was like, okay, and then who was like, oh, Kenan White, it was so crazy. I really enjoyed this. This is my favorite covers, or one of the favorite covers I've colored. So crazy, I did this back in 2023. So it was like, I kept like a whole bar for myself, to like, you know, to cross. Crazy. Okay, 2024. So 2024 was a very cool year for me, artistically wise. Huh? Artistically, bro. Artistically, bro. Like, let's just say that. I started using gradients, more gradients, shades, values. It was really cool. I feel like I need to still implement this in my current art styles because sometimes when I learn something new, I forget something I've used before. But sometimes it's just an accumulation of like all the art styles I've learned so far. I might be yapping too much. Really cool. I actually kept my details, a list of my details and all that, my textures and everything. This was a really cool era for me. This was I can't remember the name right now, bro. My memory is so trash. Yeah. So this is this, bro. Whatever that is. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I don't know how to say this, but this was when I knew that okay, I actually had hope as an artist because like I tried something entirely new. I tried a brush I saw online. I obviously didn't see the name of the brush, but I saw the brush and I saw the texture and I was like, could I get a brush that could give me this texture you gave me? It's like okay. And I actually found something similar. It was like it was actually a default Photoshop brush. So if you use Photoshop, then it was like a soft edge, but there's the way when you drag it, it's almost like a hard edge and a what's it called? What's this pre-faint effect? Oh, right. So yeah, it's like a combination of both of them. And this was like an ammo tank, also one of my favorites. This period I was heavily inspired by manga. I am still inspired by manga really. Well, I'm also exploring different styles. Well, I'm more open-minded now to different styles. So I'm like, I'm always curious. I'm always like, I think that's one thing you should learn. If you're going to get your art style eventually, you should be very curious to try and experiment with different styles, really, because you will never just get a style one day when you wake up. It develops over time. That's for me. And this is really my style, really. So yeah. Yeah, this is one of my favorites again, and more character designs for the Jaya project. This one was flat. We were really rushing, so there wasn't really time to like do so much. So this was really cool for the time, really. So crazy that this was like 2024. I worked on this like very recent. It feels recent. This is more of it. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed these. I really enjoyed these. But you could see some inconsistencies I had with the character from this angle. I can't remember if this was intentional, really, because it's kind of very obvious. I think it was intentional because I wanted to see what the side of the character would look like. So yeah, that's that.